Ever feel like traditional marketing advice is like whispering to a different generation? Like it's stuck in a world of billboards and jingles when you're out here trying to navigate like the wild west of online business? Well, today's deep dive is for you. We're tackling a question that's deceptively simple, but honestly, it cuts to the core of how you build a successful business. And that question is, what business are you really in?
Hmm.
Our trusty guides for this journey are Marketing Strategy Masterclass and Understanding Digital Marketing.
You can think of them as our seasoned sheriffs in this sometimes confusing world of marketing.
Yeah, exactly. And get this, both sources highlight a trap even, like the savviest entrepreneurs still fall into.
Oh, yeah.
They call it marketing myopia.
It's an easy one to fall into, especially when you're passionate, about what you create.
Okay, so let's unpack marketing myopia. Imagine this. You pour your heart and soul into making the best dang artisanal pencil sharpeners like the world has ever seen. They're crafted from sustainable wood, sharpened by like tiny woodland creatures. You get the picture.
I love it.
But then, crickets. No one's buying.
Oh, no.
Why? Because you were so busy perfecting the product, you totally forgot to ask, like, what need it actually fulfills for customers.
Precisely. See, you might think you're in the, pencil sharpener business, but zoom out a little. What customers really want is a tool that helps them, be more creative, more productive, or maybe just makes their life a little bit easier. That's it.
Yeah, it reminds me like how car companies have had to adapt. Back in the day, one brand tried to be everything to everyone. Now you've got Ford owning Volvo, Lincoln, even a stake in Mazda, because they realize like people want different things from their driving experience.
Exactly. Ignoring what different customer segments want, that's a surefire way to end up with a garage full of unsold cars or, pencil sharpeners.
For sure.
And speaking of customer segments, our sources really emphasize that understanding who you serve is just as important as what you sell.
Right. It's like that old saying, right? You can't be all things to all people unless you're like magical, shape-shifting.
No, please not that analogy again.
Okay, point taken. But seriously, though, both Marketing Strategy Masterclass and Understanding Digital Marketing, like, hammer home this point to break free from being just another commodity. You need to differentiate.
And true differentiation comes from knowing your ideal customer segments, like inside and out. What are their pain points? What keeps them up at night? What are they already trying to solve with products, like yours?
Understanding digital marketing actually gives this awesome example about a Japanese telephone exchange company. They had one core product, but they packaged it in totally different ways for different customer groups. So hotels got features tailored to their needs, while engineering firms got something else entirely, even though it was the same, like, technology underneath.
That's brilliant. It highlights how, understanding customer needs can really spark innovation even if you don't have a million different products.
Right. It's about framing your value proposition to like resonate with the right people.
And Marketing Strategy Masterclass takes this a step further with a framework for evaluating your market position.
Yeah.
It boils down to this. You've got to balance the attractiveness of a customer segment with your organization's strengths.
So not just chasing the shiniest object, right? But finding that sweet spot where your expertise meets a real need.
Exactly. Are you spread too thin, trying to be everything to everyone? Or are you laser focused on delighting a specific group of customers? Because that's where the magic happens. When you shift from constantly chasing new customers to building your deep loyalty with the ones you already have.
That brings up a really interesting point from Marketing Strategy Masterclass. It turns out surprisingly few companies actually put effort into measuring and building customer commitment. They're so focused on the next sale, they forget about the gold mine they're sitting on.
It's like they're constantly refilling a leaky bucket instead of fixing the holes.
Ouch. That's a painful image.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense. And the data backs it up.
Yeah.
Our sources say companies that prioritize their existing customers see 3 times the growth of those obsessed with just, cutting costs.
3 times the growth.
Mm-hmm.
It's a no-brainer.
So how do we avoid that leaky bucket syndrome? Marketing Strategy Masterclass introduces this concept of the customer loyalty pyramid.
Ah, yes, the loyalty pyramid. It illustrates the different stages of customer engagement from, basic awareness all the way up to becoming raving fans who practically market your product for you.
Yeah, it's like climbing a mountain, right? You've got your casual hikers hanging out at the base camp, and then you've got, those hardcore folks who summited Everest with your brand's logo tattooed on their arm.
Okay, maybe not the tattoo part, but I get what you mean. The point is building that kind of deep loyalty. That takes more than just a points-based rewards program or something. It requires a fundamental shift in how you see your customers.
Understanding digital marketing really dives into that whole idea. It talks about how the digital age has completely flipped the script when it comes to customer behavior. We're not talking about those passive viewers of TV commercials anymore.
Mm.
People are out there engaging with brands online, sharing their opinions and influencing each other's decisions every day.
Yeah, it's like the whole world just became this giant bustling marketplace overnight. And navigating this new landscape, it requires a different kind of marketing playbook for sure.
Right. Exactly. You can't just shout your message from the rooftops anymore and expect people to line up understanding digital marketing. It breaks down this whole digital marketing landscape into three main buckets:
Mhm.
owned media, paid media, and earned media.
Let's unpack those a bit, huh? Owned media, that's like your home turf. It's your website, your blog, your social media accounts where you control the message and really focus on building your community.
Okay, and then you've got paid media, which is, it's exactly what it sounds like. Advertising, sponsored content, anything you're putting budget behind to kind of amplify your reach, get in front of new people.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And then there's the holy grail of digital marketing, earned media. It's the buzz you generate naturally, organically, because your content is so good, so shareable that people can't help but talk about it.
Mhm.
Think like glowing reviews, viral social media posts, media coverage, you name it, all that stuff that honestly money can't buy.
But here's the kicker, and both our sources totally agree on this point. No matter what mix of media you use, it has to align with the value you're providing to that chosen customer segment we talked about. It's about creating a consistent experience, right? One that reinforces why they should choose you over everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you're building a house. You need that strong foundation. That's your value proposition. Then you've got your solid framing. That's your marketing strategy. And then you add all those finishing touches that really make it feel like home. That's your individual marketing tactics.
I love that analogy. That's great. And as we wrap up our deep dive for today, I think that's the biggest takeaway for our listeners, honestly. It's not about blindly following whatever marketing trend is hot right now. It's about taking that time to truly understand your customers, define your value, and build a strategy that aligns with those core principles.
Because at the end of the day, it's not about your product. It's about the impact you have on those customers, the people you're serving.
Perfectly said. So to leave you with a final thought to ponder as you move forward with your marketing, this one comes from Marketing Strategy Masterclass. What one thing could you do differently, like starting today, to add so much value for your customers that they wouldn't even dream of going anywhere else? That's something to chew on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into building a customer-centric marketing strategy. Remember, the answers are often right in front of us. We just need to ask the right questions. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.